Alright guys, use AI to build your video games. And I'm just taking a stance on this because I feel like there are so many freaking people on YouTube everywhere who are simply like, no, AI slop, all this crap, but like, just use AI to build your games. It's like if you've got a dream, and if you've got a game you want to build and you don't know how to build it, gosh, freaking dang it, man. AI is like the best things in sliced bread for helping you actually achieve it. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. And I want to show why and how, and just the different tools you can use to use AI to build your game, to turn your dream into a reality. Because we have these tools now. God has blessed us with these tools, and we get to use them. So, first and foremost, who the fetch am I? My name is Sterling Long. I am a husband, father, gamer. I have been building games since I was 9 freaking years old. I was sitting next to my dad. I just remember sitting next to my dad and building a Flash game with him and just getting a button to animate on the screen. It was just so much fun. And by the time I was 16, one of my games got to the top 24 in the world. It was a StarCraft 2 game, StarCraft 2 mod, and it was played enough globally that it was in the top 24. And that was just like one of the high moments of my life. The next high moment was playing that game with all my roommates in college. Like, that was just so much freaking fun. And I'm here because at the beginning of this year I decided that I'm going to build games. I have been putting it off for like 6 years, 7 years now probably, and I just finally said enough. I'm gonna do the thing that I want to do, which is build freaking video games. And now AI is a thing. That's just like the speed that I can move at is insane, because I've used games to teach myself how to code and different things like this throughout the course of my life. I mean, since I was 9, that was 21 years ago. I've been programming for 21 years, which is crazy to say. So, I want to just cover AI, like using AI to build your games in this video, because I feel like a lot of people are talking down on it. And I just want to take the stance of use it. Use AI to build your games. And why? Why use AI to build your games? I feel like this image right here, this is exactly why we use AI to build the games. Not because it creates AI slop, but because it lets us move faster. And what does letting us move faster do? Well, it lets us prototype. I think this next one is test. It lets us test things. And honestly, you get to have so much more freaking fun because you get to, it's okay to abandon ideas that don't work, to let go of the sunk cost fallacy. And so why do we use AI? Is so that we can prototype, test, and have fun with the different games we're creating. It's like it no longer takes like a week to a month to prototype different ideas. You can prototype basically entire games in a week, and then test those and see how people react to it. And it's not that like you're creating AI slop, right? I feel like this is one of the biggest things, like, oh, this AI slop. So I was just like, no. Just because AI was used in the process to create it does not mean that it necessarily is a sloppy game. Not at all. Like, I mean, I'm working on this game right now called Cosmos, and I've been able to move insanely fast on this game. Like, insanely fast. I would not have been able to move as fast as I have been able to move. Oh, looks like I have an error. I wouldn't have been able to move as fast as I've been able to move if I didn't have AI to help me out. I love the fact that I just got an error. It's like, oh no, but the AI slop. It's like, yeah, but I mean, that's why this is like pre-alpha. I haven't released it at all. So, like, I've been able to build this entire game in just like a week, less actually, and that's like in my nighttime, during the night when I'm like after my kids have gone to bed, and I'm able to just work on this. And AI has helped me move just 100 times faster than I'd be able to move myself. And so I'm able to move faster, prototype ideas. I mean, I've published 3 games since the beginning of this year. One of them was a game called Hexy. It's like if I just head on over to my website here, I created an arcade for myself because I could. So if we enter the arcade, it's like we've got Hexy, we've got Rocket to Heaven, which I built for a friend on LinkedIn. And we've got Gyri, which is a multiplayer ball shooter, where you're just a ball and you shoot other balls. I mean, this one was a lot of fun to make. And so, like, I've built these 3 games since the beginning of this year, and we're only 2 months in. And now Cosme, I'm not sure what I'm not 100% sure what exactly I'm going to call it, but now I'm working on the 4th game. And my goal is to publish 5 games before March 27th. And to have them be, like, legit games that are pretty well, like, designed and things like this. This doesn't look bad. It looks like your generic vanilla arcade game. I built this in around 40 hours. Like, I've got a leaderboard here of people who have been playing. I've had a lot of people just be screaming at each other on social media over this game. And so the fact that I used AI to build it just isn't even, like, hasn't even come up. It's just, oh, it's just a game. It's fun to play. I had a friend who was like, yeah, dude, I was playing Hexy in a meeting. In a work meeting. He was just on his phone with a joystick just playing around with it. I'm like, all right, dude, heck yeah. And so we use AI so we can move faster, so we can prototype ideas, we can turn our dreams into reality, and we can test them. We can get them in front of people. And we can have some fetching fun while we're at it. We no longer have to go through this massive grind to try and find a good idea. We can just pop up these different ideas, test them, and then if they're amazing, then we can fully flesh them out. And I'm going to talk a bit more about that later. So that's why we use AI. It's just speed. Right? We get to move faster. Another reason that I'm realizing that isn't up here is, we can jump over knowledge gaps. It's like if you don't know something, AI can help you bridge that gap because it's likely that the AI knows how to do it. And so you don't need to know how to do everything. You don't need to know how to code everything. You don't need to know how to model everything. You don't need to know how to make the music. You don't need to know anything about music theory or color theory or anything like this because the AI can help you implement it. And you can direct the AI into doing the things you want and need it to do. Now, I do know how to code. I actually recommend that you don't need to know how to code anymore. My recommendation for people coming up right now is you need to know how to read code and how to structure data. If you can read the code and if you can structure data, you're a happy camper. And I'm not going to dive into what all that means, but basically the first thing is just knowing how to read the code. If you can read the code the AI generates for you, then you are just in such a good spot. And so we get to jump over these knowledge gaps, and that helps us move faster, right? We don't need to know how to do all the nitty-gritty details of it. We don't need to click all the buttons. The AI can click the button for us, and it can just instantly redesign entire pieces for us. And so that leads us to why not to use AI. Why would we not want to use AI? And the first one is, I've heard this when I was trying to enter a game jam, and they were like, AI is not allowed. I'm like, why not? Why can't I use AI? And they're like, oh, because you won't learn anything. And I'm like, what? Why does that matter? It's like, what about using AI to code? And they're like, no, that's not allowed either. You are not allowed to use AI to write any code. And I'm like, I don't get it. I sincerely didn't understand why I wasn't allowed to use AI in this game jam in any way, shape, or form. It's like, I can't use it to write any code. I can't, why not? I don't get it. And maybe game jams have evolved since then. That was last year. That was 2025, but that was 2025. AI was insane back then. It's even more powerful now. Why would we not use this God-given tool to do something amazing, to turn our dreams into reality? Guys, that's what we're about. And so, you won't learn anything was the phrase I got from these people. It's like, one, I've been programming since I was 9. I don't care to write every single line of code myself because I know that given the time, I could write the lines of code. Okay, so what do I need to learn there? I don't necessarily know. But my rebuttal to this, like, if you don't know how to code, if you don't know how to do XYZ and the AI is helping you with that, there's something really cool about it. And that is, you have the AI teach you how the fetch it freaking did it. I was doing this today. Okay, I'm just going to show you. Like, in this game, I've been working on this shader for these stars. And let me tell you guys, like, I'm really freaking proud of these stars. They look gorgeous. It's kind of fun. It's mirrored on the top and the bottom because this is a sky shader. And I'm really excited about these stars. So, like, if we go to the world environment, like, I've got my shader set up here. There's so much in here. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot of things. But, like, we can change, like, the star height, like how far away the stars are from me. I can change the blend mode and see, like, we can blend it in and out. I can change how they twinkle. That's kind of hard to see. Like, I can change the colors. So if we, like, change the, like, the space color, for example, and we pop it up, it's like we can change the whole background color. Oh, it's pretty bright, so we darken it, make it maybe a little green. Look at that. Oh yeah. And then we can do different things. And so it's like, I know a little bit about writing shaders, but if I'm being completely honest, like, I used AI to teach me how to do this. And then I watched multiple YouTube videos to get and pull the different pieces together so that I could create this. And now it's like I have this awesome star shader that I can, like, watch this. I can, like, blow up the stars. I can make them bigger. I can do, like, different parallax strengths. So it's like you can see you can see the stars move a little bit. You can see the parallax drift speed. Whoa, that's fascinating. So this is like the stars move over time a little bit using sine and cosine. So that's exciting. Like, I can change the glow radius. I can make the stars, like, really glow. I don't really want to do that. I can change the glow intensity. And so I have, like, so much power now over my stars. I can change the star colors, which is kind of hard. Let's see if I undo this. And if we, like, can't really zoom in on things because it's a shader, so it's always just going to render the same distance. But, like, I can change the colors. Let's make it like a purple, right? That just changes the entire feel of the whole background right there, just making it purple instead of orange. Like, oh, freaking love that, man. It's just gorgeous. And so I used AI to help me write this. And while I was doing it, I was like, all right, dude, teach me how each of these different things work. And now I'm not going to say that I'm, like, a freaking epic guru at this. Like, I see some people making shaders on, like, Reddit. It's freaking gorgeous. And I finally made something that's similar, almost as gorgeous. And so we've got, like, I taught myself how to do this, and I had the AI write it and teach me how to do it at the same time. And so if you won't learn anything, have the AI teach you. It's a personal instructor, which leads to us saying, just use AI to go faster and to learn more than if you were just by yourself smashing your head against a brick wall. Like, I love taking YouTube videos, feeding it to the AI and saying, teach me, sir. I'm not sure I follow exactly what this guy is doing. The YouTube video I found today for a sky shader, like, the guy was just going crazy. And I mean, I was glad I was able to follow it because I have some previous knowledge with shaders. But my freaking goodness, man. I would not have been able to follow that guy if I didn't. Like, it would have taken me days to achieve what I have achieved here. So, you won't learn anything. Screw that. Have AI teach you. Second, people say call my game AI Slop. Okay. That's, I mean, great. Right? I mean, it's just a prototype. You can probably hear my daughter in the background here. But it's just like, we're just using AI to get prototypes out faster and to build faster. It doesn't mean that you can't come by and handcraft everything when you're done. It's like, we use AI to prototype a game. We use AI to generate the images for the game, to generate some of the music for the game, to do different things for the game, and it helps get the concept out. And then we can come back around, and we can actually level up all the art, all the assets, and, like, make them custom made. If that's super important to you, if that's super important to your players, then do it. But don't, like, say, oh, it'll take, like, 3 months for me to even test this idea because it'll take me 3 months to handcraft all this. It was like, no, just test your game idea. Now, there's going to be some people who are like, I refuse to play any game that's made by AI. It's like, great. If that's you, why are you watching this video? For one, maybe find someone else, because I'm planting my flag on this hill and I'm gonna die on this hill. But just once you've gotten to this point where the idea is validated and it's working, and you're wanting to really bring it to the next level, and you care so much and deeply about involving different people and making it handcrafted, then do it. In the industrial age, it's like so many things became trivial. It's like creating clothing became trivial because of the machinery that allowed us to mass produce these articles of clothing. And did the value of the handcrafted stuff just get obliterated? No. In fact, the handcrafted things are far more expensive now because that's how they position it. They're like, this is a handcrafted thing. I was in Japan, in Kyoto, and I walked into this kind of shop on the wall, and they had silk shirts, all of them handmade, and each one was over $300. And I was so I so wanted to buy one of those shirts. Like, oh my gosh, they were gorgeous. They were absolutely gorgeous. And I was like, it would be so worth it to buy this shirt. Same thing in Peru. There was a poncho that was handmade with baby alpaca fur. I'm like, dude, I would so totally buy this. But like, it's handcrafted, and so the value of it is higher. And so, I mean, you got to figure out what you care about. For me, I don't care about having wholly handcrafted things right off the bat. I think we can use AI to move a lot faster and find different things that we can then turn into handcrafted things later. So we're back to the same conclusion of just use AI. All right. Next is you're ripping off other artists. Okay, now this one, I don't know. We don't know how much data has been used by these people. Obviously, we know it's probably a lot. And so for this one, I just say be as ethical as you can be. Again, I feel like we've been provided these tools. I feel like we've been given these tools, and it's going to be up to us to determine how we use them. And so for me, I was really happy, for example, when 11 Labs came out with their new music generation tool, and they say it's like the whole marketing push was we partnered with thousands of people to get our training data set as clean as possible. And so, heck yeah, man, I'm going to be freaking using those. But there are other tools that you can use that are just, I mean, they just make it so much fun to build. And so, like, this is the gray zone where I'm like, all right, this is up to you to decide. Be as ethical as you can be. Work with tools that do their best to give back to the communities that they are purchasing or using data from, so that they can keep everyone happy, so they can make the artist happy, so they can make the end user happy, so that everyone feels like they have been well served by that company, like 11 Labs. So it's up to you. It's like find the tools that are ethical and then use those. And then third is like, if you enjoy the process and want to make it handcrafted, like if that is something you enjoy, like I know people who love to draw. I know people who love to do art. I know people who love to do 3D meshes and like 3D models and things like this. Do it, man. If that's what you enjoy, do it. Don't use the AI for that. Right? Like, I'm never going to push someone to use an AI if they absolutely love doing what they do. Because if that's your unique ability, if that's what you're amazing at, double down, triple down, 10x down on that thing, and don't use AI. Just make that your thing. Because then you can come in and you can like work on the projects that have been vetted and validated. Or the people who are like, I want to handcraft this now, they will reach out to you. And that just gets me excited. Like, I love people who are just incredibly, incredibly good at what they do. So that's why not to use AI. And so I wanted to dive in and just kind of wrap up with just 5 ways to do it, right? 5 ways to use AI. And the first one is obviously code. Using AI to generate code for you. And I mean, I use Godot. I feel like it's incredibly fast with Godot, and I've just absolutely loved it. It's just been so much freaking fun. The 3 other games I've published have been in JavaScript, HTML, and using a 3D engine called Babylon or 2D engine Phaser. And so just use AI to code, right? Just it moves so fast. And then if you're wanting to learn how to code, whenever the AI writes something, have it teach you what it did. Have it teach you what it did, if you're super worried about losing this skill or wanting to build this skill. Second thing, models. I personally use Meshy AI. I've used a lot of 3D mesh creators, and model like Meshy has been my favorite one so far. They've got an API. It's been great. The models I've created have been relatively simple, if I'm being completely honest with you, because I don't know a whole lot about this. Creating models with AI is a skill that I don't fully have yet. So there we go. Third one is animations. Now this one, guys, this one is freaking awesome. I don't know if you guys know, like, but there's a tool called Cartwheel AI. And this is freaking awesome. So it's got a whole bunch of different things you can do. But like what you do is you can have a video recording, and then you can map that video recording to your 3D asset, to your 3D model. So you don't have to do all the animation yourself in the rig. It's like, as long as you have a rig, you can record yourself and then map it into, it's showing here, like map it onto your 3D thing. And I'm like, dude, motion capture. Oh my gosh, like it looks like they even have faces. I'm like, oh, dude, that's new. I didn't know about that. But like, look at that. Like, that is so freaking cool. The other thing they have is you can describe the animation you want, and it'll generate it for you. Motion capture. Like, dude, that is so freaking awesome. Like, so animations now become super cheap. Like these $1 million studios that used to like put these little dots on you for like Avatar and things like this and record you doing that way. It's like, it is no longer necessary. You can do it with a video recording, and your model that you generated from Meshy or downloaded from an asset store, you can animate it however the fetch you want. How freaking awesome is that? Oh, it's so cool. Okay, so next one is sounds, music, and effects. Like for me personally, I've got different skills. Like I've got some skills set up in my project so that the AI knows how to create music and sound effects for my game. And it can create them just via the API with 11 Labs. Like, it is super, super cool. It is insanely fast to make different sound effects for my game. I can move fast on that. I can iterate faster. I don't have to go looking and just listening to a whole bunch of different sounds unless I'm trying to like do like a search algorithm, if you will, to find the game that I like, the sound that I care about. But for the most part, like the AI again here, it can also teach me about sounds, about music, about different things like this, so that I can learn how to better describe and learn the language of music and sound effects. Like, that's just so important to me, is just to learn everything I can about all of this, and the AI helps me just leaps and bounds ahead of where I would be if I were just trying to build this alone. The next one is images and art. So there's just so many tools that let you generate images, let you generate art, and I feel like there's just no reason not to use them, especially when you're first getting started. Again, we're trying to prototype things. I watched a video, one of my favorite videos actually, from Jonas Tyroller, about just like game development as a search algorithm. And AI allows us to search, aka prototype, and test way faster than we would be able to do otherwise. It's like, and images and art is a huge part of that. The code, I'm like going super heavy onto shaders and different things like this for generative art in my game Cosmos. But like, use this. I will be using this. I'm probably gonna build an app for my wife so that she can use AI to draw things out and like start with a drawing and then instantly transport it, like make it look more real, make it look more cartoony, make it just like flesh it out, whatever it may be, using these different AI models. And so these are the 5 different ways to do it. And I just feel like there's no reason for us not to use these tools. It's like, I believe in God. I think that in this day and age, like, we have been insanely blessed to have so many different available tools that just make it possible to do the impossible. And there's no reason for us not to do that. I mean, it's like, it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna lose people here, but if you got Moses who he put a serpent on a stick, right? And if people got bit by a snake and they were poisoned, all they had to do was look at the serpent and they'd be healed. And there were people who didn't. And so we're in this stage where it's like, you know, the easiness of the way is, I would say, in some ways getting in our way. It's like now it is so easy to do different things that we claim it isn't worth it. And I just want to push back on that and say, if you've had a dream, and if you've always wanted to build video games, then there's no freaking reason not to anymore. I'm going to be working with 2 or 3 of my friends this Saturday, just all day on Saturday, to help them build a video game with AI, because they can do that now. They don't need to know how to code to do it. They don't need to know how to do art or 3D models or music or animations or anything like this. It's no longer a requirement. And so all these people who've had this dream, make it real. If that's you, make it real. Make the freaking dream. You can build so much now. I mean, I feel blessed just because I have 2 daughters. Life is very busy for me. And I get to build games now faster than I would have been able to do otherwise. It's like all the ideas that I've had in my brain, I can make them real. And so I'm just going to leave you guys with that. Like, use AI to build your fetching game, to turn the dream that you've had, probably since you were a child, a small child like me, and make it real, because there's no reason not to.